is for testing. 1, 2, 3. Let me just check. Just gonna check one other thing here. Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Isaac. I'm a price action trader following Al Brooks, and I'm studying the Al Brooks BTC price action trading course. And this is just my personal journal. I'm not a teacher. I am just doing my personal journal, looking for feedback, and also just talking out loud, getting a feel for my understanding of the market, the futures market, specifically the mini S&P. I am right now trading the micros, trying to scale up from there back to the full size. Okay, so today is Saturday, May 9th. I am doing the review for Thursday, May 7th. So let's start from the top down as always. Here's the monthly chart. Okay. Lots of bull bars. Breaking this high over here. Comes back down to retest, finds buyers naturally. I mean, after this. And then a big bull bar up. So naturally, I would side more with the bulls here, although, bears maybe could come down and get a bounce here, find buyers here, but looks like we're still going up. This is including the Friday, though, even though I'm reviewing for Thursday. Here's the weekly chart. Okay. Channeled up. Came down. Nice bear move here. I think this is a double bottom. Breaks the double bottom, and Al Brooks would call that a wedge. And so we get this bounce up. Again, many bull bars. So still looking good for the bulls. Although the bears could maybe come down, get a bounce. But looks better for the bulls in this context here on the weekly chart. Here's the daily Globex or ETH. And just to remind everyone that I'm assuming you know the terminology I'm using. So that's for the people who follow Al Brooks and his crew. Okay. Daily ETH. Yeah, we came down, but then we bounced up. Past this resistance here. You could see with these bear bars here, retested it, and came up more. This is Friday's bar, but again, here's the Thursday bar. Ignore the last bar here. Look at this bear bar here. That's the Thursday bar. Found buyers above the bar, the previous bar, and then tried to come down. We'll look at it on the daily RTH as well. This does not include the overnight hours. So the daily RTH. So again, I mean, if I just show more of this here. Yeah, trading range. Then it comes down. Again, look at this again, double bottom. And it tries to go past the double bottom. Turns into a failed wedge. Bull move up. I actually forgot if it matters, like the distance between each point on a wedge. So distance from here to here, and then from here to here, it's obviously a big difference. So I'm not sure if that counts as a wedge or if it's just that it's just an attempted breakout of a range. And Al Brooks says that most breakouts fail. And actually, I am watching. I'm rewatching the Al Brooks course, the video course. So on video 15A, that's what he says. 80% of breakouts fail. So here's a breakout attempt, and it fails. And it goes up. Here, tries to retest this resistance. Continues upward. This gap here, you see, stays open. And this gap here, it stays open. Again, ignoring the Friday bar here, the Thursday found buyers above the previous nice bull bar. Tried to come down. I think the bears tried to get below this bull bar. They tried to get an outside down bar. But with this context, I think maybe the probability was lower. Having said that, when we get to the 5-minute chart, we will see that, in the 5-minute context, they really did a number. Okay. Now, on the bottom right here, I have the 60-minute RTH as the channel up. And again, looking pretty good for the bulls. We got a gap. This here, there's no gap there. Oh, sorry, this is the Friday bar. Let's ignore that. Yeah. So this gap is still open here. And it's just kind of channeling up. Here is the 15-minute Globex or ETH. So after Wednesday, we got into the overnight. And this bar here was around 9:30 Eastern times where the market opened on Thursday. And including the overnight and pre-market bars to the left here. This was a trading range. Tried to reach the top of that range. Couldn't break this high over here. Came crashing down. Found some buyers here trying to protect this area here, like the bottom of the overnight. Yep. Maybe if we look this way. Yeah, so here. Yeah, I was retesting maybe even this high over here. But anyways, continued that way. And went to a trading range into the close. Okay. 5-minute chart. Very quickly, even though I looked at the 60-minute RTH, this is what we see here. If we crunch together the 5-minute chart, still channeling up. making its way further and further up. But again, as you can see today, for Thursday, I mean, came crashing down in context. So created a range between Wednesday and Thursday. Okay. Let's, oh, my bad. Let's stretch that out. Okay. And let's do the bar by bar analysis. And oh, wow. Let's try it like this. Okay. So that should hold it still. Okay. So this is the end of Wednesday. You see that? On Wednesday, we had that big gap up, and then we psyched up, channeled up, 3 push down. That was a wedge, and continued upward. Okay. We're now going to start with today, Thursday, May 7th, bar 1, small gap up, rejected. Market rejected that gap and closed it on the first bar. So that to me is a sign that if the market does go up, it'll still have a nice bear move down. Okay. But it being the first bar, buyers below, sellers above, and also look to the left. Look at the context. Again, RTH, overnight bars not included. And sure enough, buyers below. Look at bar 2. So that was a doji. Excuse me. So, not great for the bears. But is it good for the bulls? Well, that has a bear body. Not the world's greatest buy signal either. So bulls and bears don't really have any good case right now. We need more information. Okay, and bar 3, bear bar, so fills in the wick on bar 2. Looking better for the bears. Still not enough information. Fibonacci retracements, if we look at here, there might be a 1R move based on a stop order of bar 1 bear bar. And yeah, this would be about the measured move. So bar 4, we reach that measured move. And it's also reaching this support here that you see from yesterday, from the previous day. So stop order bears got a 1R. Okay. Something to think about. Good case for the power of the bears. And already around here, starting to become a trading range. So something else to think about after this bull move. Okay. And bar 5. Yep, I think this was profit taking. So we got the result was a nice bull bar up with no wick on top. Okay. So I don't think the bears are trying to get a 2R at the moment based on this. Based on this bar here. But again, what can the bulls do? I mean, we're still at the open of the day. We're still like in the first, yeah, still in the first half hour. So, I mean, do the bulls want to buy this? I'm not so sure. I would. Okay. So bar 6, there were sellers above. Uh, Perhaps they were trying to just come back down, retest, close a bar 3, open a bar, close a bar 4, open a bar 5. Still found some buyers there, so we got a doji. Again, not very sure here, so I would stay out personally. Bar 7 though, nice bull bar. Goes up to this red dotted line is the previous day's close, which is here. Yesterday's bar 81 where it closed. So that's the red dotted line there. And if you see that green dash line there, that's yesterday's high. So pretty close. Okay. Now again, it is looking like a trading range, but at the same time, it's just so early in the day. And the market is probably very active. I mean, there's a lot going on in the first half hour to an hour. So the first 6 to 12 bars. But anyways, here's bar 8. Is that a doji? Yeah, I mean, kind of like an in-between of a trend bar and a doji. But it's still, like, that candle wick kind of makes me nervous. But anyways, still good for the bulls. But then, bar 9 is a bear bar. So it kind of undoes a lot of bar 8. And now that I think of it, I just want to see something here. Based on bar 5, did stop order bulls get a 1R? They in fact did. In fact, I think they got a 1.5R. Okay. Now in trading ranges, I think it was Brad Wolf that said in trading ranges just go for half R. Was it Brad that said that? Anyways, I mean, I also noticed it myself. In trading ranges for big moves, just get your half R and just get out. For smaller moves, I wouldn't try for 2R. I'd be very careful about that. But 1.5R, if you can get it, then that's good. So they got 1.5R here. Stop order bulls above bar 5. So some signs of a trading range here. Okay, bar 10. That has a bull body, that doji. So they came down, retested the high of that bull bar 5. So I think that was for any bears that tried to sell above here and they got caught by this surprise bar 7. I think they were getting out break even. So this is a sign to me that we're going to go a little bit higher. So we did try to go higher on bar 11. That has a bull body there, but a doji nonetheless. So kind of going sideways, but looking okay for the looking a little bit better for the bulls right now. Okay, and another doji. So kind of going sideways, starting to look like barbed wire. Okay, 13, bull bar, okay. And then 14, another bull bar. This blue dotted line is the current day's open, which we see from here. So we even passed, there was a little wick above bar 1, that bear bar. So looks good for the bulls, except this is a trading range here. So, I mean, who knows what can happen next. Again, Al Brooks said 80% of breakouts fail. Let's see what they do. Yeah, see? Doji. Bad follow through. A doji again. Okay, 17. Got a nice bull bar. But that happened 3 bars later. Let's see the follow through on 17. Okay, good follow through. But is it going to get some kind of measured move? Let's have a look. If it's a trading range, then let's see. Based on low of bar 4, let's say. Or no, you know what? Even to the low of bar 5. Let me just measure that. Okay, and to the high of bar 1. Okay. So it just got the half R on, is that bar 17? 18. Okay. So are we going to get the full 1R? Well, if it's a trading range, I don't think so. But they could also come down and retest the breakout, and then if they bounce up more, then maybe. But look at that. Look at the profit taking there. Almost undoes the previous bar. Sure, there's some wick, but that's expected with this steep bull move up. Here's bar 20, coming down more. Starts retesting the high of this range here, this trading range. Buyers are still trying to push back. Bar 21 undoes that pushback by the buyer, so it fills in that wick there. So looking a little worse for the bulls. The bears are starting to show some power. Okay, a little bit of a pause there with a doji. Then 23 comes down more, closes below today's open. I think 1 tick below. Okay. By the way, this was also a wedge. Oh, my bad. See the wedge there? See that? So it went above. There's 1 push, 2 push, and then 3 push. Overshoots, starts coming down. So watch out for that. Also, this could have been a lower high double bottom, which fails. Al Brooks calls that a wedge as well, which makes sense. It is a 3 push pattern. See 1, 2, and then 3 comes down. What else? I was going to show nice channel line there. It breaks. You see that? So that breaks. So starting to have a stronger case for the bears here. So let's move on. Bears keep coming down. Now the bulls are trying to hold the line around here. Around yesterday's close. Okay. So will this reverse down? Well, they got a strong case if they broke the trend line. Will it become a trading range? Just I think Al Brooks talked about this, like a trending trading range, where it's like this is one range and then this is another range that's a little higher up with a different lower bound and a different higher bound. That I don't know yet. Let's move on and find out. Okay. So, bar 25, strong move, strong bear bar, bull bar, excuse me, comes up here. Are they maybe retesting, perhaps there were buyers below bar, that bull bar 18. Maybe. And then maybe they just want to get out, break even. And then if that happens, this will come crashing down. Okay. Pretty good bear bar. And this is where things get tricky. Confusion and disappointment. Two-sidedness. Yep, trading range so far. I think bulls were getting out, break even. Whoever was buying underneath here. And then bears getting out, break even. Whoever sold above this bar here. But again, bears broke that trend line. I think they have a slightly stronger case. And also, bulls only got half R. They got the 50% R. Oh, wait. And they came down to a 50% pullback. Okay. So yeah, 50% pullback there. So yeah, still not enough information for me personally. So let's move on. Okay, Doji. So what was happening here? Buyers below and sellers here. So still kind of 50-50. But then look at this. Nice bear bar. Okay, could it be a two-legged pullback? By the way, I see the one push, two push. Could there be a wedge bottom coming up? Let's see. Okay, here's a doji. Comes back down, tests yesterday's close. And then, bam. Nice surprise there. That would be wedge 1, 2, 3, right there. So, but this is more than a 50% pullback at this point. In fact, it is... sheesh. Closer to 100%. And with that in mind, and the fact that we broke, the bears broke this trend line here, and if we include yesterday, looking at that trend line there, whether it's here or here, or here. I mean, even here. I mean, even being generous and doing like that. I mean, this. I mean, any trend line we try to draw out, it's been broken now. So, bulls are not looking too good right now. Bears are killing it. Let's have a look and see what they do next. Now we've passed the current low of the day. We've made a new low for today. Another. Could this have been a double bottom here? And then maybe this other push down, pushing past that, trying to cancel that double bottom. Could it be another wedge that'll bounce back up? Well, we'd have to wait and see, because I'm not trying to buy against this. So let's wait and see what happens next. Okay, so we got a doji there. So market tried to, bears tried to push down. Found buyers at yesterday's 63, 64, 65 lows. Found some buyers there. But notice how steep this is. So, still, I'm not trying to buy against that. And look at that. Another bear bar going down. At this point, this could be what could it be? It could be a measured move. I'm not going to draw it right now, but yeah, definitely the bulls are in trouble here. And 36, 31, 32, 33, 34. Bar 34, another bear bar. Only a small pause in between there. Now bar 35, nice bull bar up. But after this steep move down, like this is a breakout. I would expect sellers above this bar. I mean, I think it's safe to sell above this bar and scale in higher. Yep. And then 36, another nice bull bar. Still. I mean, what is this? What percent pullback would this be? If we start from the bar 30. Yeah, okay, that's a 50% pullback, just about. Okay, so what happens next? And it's also going to reach low bar 5. That was the low of the day until the bears broke it. So what happens next? Will the bears hold the line there? Will there be sellers there? Well, we're starting to see signs. I mean, this, what I call that, a trend bar, a doji, or maybe a trending doji. Still to me, not something I would want to be long on. And yes, I know about always in long, always in short. I got to get better at that. I think we're still always in short. I mean, we broke this low. And yeah, we're not always in long until, I mean, at least until we undo this move or cross over the previous major lower high. But anyways, this, I think maybe there's sellers here. And look at that. I think there were sellers there. Bear bar. Okay, comes back down to where anyone tried to sell above bar 34, bear bar. Okay. Okay. But a move like this definitely deserves a second leg down. So probably going to get that. Okay, here's a doji. So I think some bears were just getting out break even here. Then bar 40. So we have another bear bar. And here, trying to get trying to get to the low of bar 34, this bear bar. And succeeded on the next bar. Even went below it. So new low created. So there's our second leg. Now, do wedges matter in this case? Well, this is kind of a trend. This is like a bear breakout, so strong bearish moves can push through wedges, no problem. So I mean, if I'm seeing a wedge like here, like this is a really like a slice of orange, like kind of like a slice of orange, or it's like shaped like that. So an undershoot, I still wouldn't worry about it. Okay. Having said that, we are finding some trouble. Bears are finding some trouble here. Pushing down further with this doji. So, bit of a pause. Doji with a bull body. But again, after a move like this, and also bar 43 not being the world's greatest buy signal, who's trying to buy above this? And I think bears know that, so if anything, they would sell above that. Even for a scalp. So yeah, I think some scalpers were there. And we went down further with this bear bar. And found buyers there. Either that or was it profit taking? I will check that. So maybe based on that. So yeah, about 1.5 R. Based on that, like I was saying about, well, in a trading range, half R is best for big moves, but this is now 1.5, maybe measuring based off of here. So undoing that move, so yep, okay. Got pretty close to the 1R. Yep, pretty close. Found buyers. Okay. So what's going to happen? Is this a two-legged move down? Converts to a trading range? Maybe the bears tried to come down more. Who knows? Yeah, we got FOMC members talking. Yeah, I have a news indicator. It's really nice. So I just add that on to NinjaTrader, and it's just these dots here. Orange means it's a little more urgent. And then, of course, red would be like the FOMC meeting minutes or press conference. But yeah. Anyways, let's move on and look at that big outside down bar. This is, oh, look at that expanding triangle. Bar 46, 47, 48 would be an expanding triangle. And nice outside down bar, but found, I got a big wick there just before the 150, the 1.5 R, based on this move here. And I'm looking at bars, low of bar 5 to high of bar, that'll be 19. Okay. Could also be final exhaustion, as Al Brooks has said in his course. So the bears are giving their final push, saying, okay, let's get what we can and just do that final push, and then we're done. So at this point, I would think maybe it's going to be more of a trading range. So let's see. Okay, little bull bar there on 49. Another bull bar. Okay. Again, I don't feel great about buying, so then neither do the bulls after seeing all this. So sure, 2 bull bars, but again, probably a trading range if anything. And sure enough, there were sellers in that area. This, maybe call this a range here that we broke below. There were sellers above that support, which is now resistance on bar 51, the now a bear bar. Okay, then another bear bar going back down closer to these lows, and then going closer, we got a doji, so finding buyers there. And during the live session, you can see again, look on the lower left box here with this, ignore the Friday again. This is the Thursday, so they were down here. The bar was like filling out down here, so I could see that they were trying to go lower, maybe hit the previous day's open, maybe even the previous day's low, and totally get below it, which I think they would just find buyers anyways, but of course bears wanted to do more damage to this nice move up. But anyways, that's where we are now. So what happens next? Well, that happens. Nice double bottom. There's a neckline. But again, Al Brooks says, see this here, a reversal bar is a breakout. But 80% of breakouts fail. And you still need to see confirmation. So what's our confirmation? Yeah, that's our confirmation. Kind of disappointing for the bulls. Even with this big bull bar. Anyone who tried to sell above bar 53 doji, will they get out break even? Maybe. I would think bears want to take it down there again. Bulls want to try and get this double bottom going if they can. And they're failing. Look at that doji, goes up, down, a lot of candle wick on top. Okay, now we're going sideways a bit. Okay. Are we seeing a wedge here? Again, the bulls have such a weak case. even with this double bottom. I want to see maybe this here. This trend line, you know, even being generous here. Here. Okay, I mean, bulls broke that trend line. Sure. But then what about this one? Just give me a second. Okay, they haven't broken that trend line yet. That's a broader trend line. But still, in light of what happened, I mean, look to the left. And what do you see? Is that something you want to buy against? Not really. Plus we got a wedge top. So we get 59 bear bar carrying this back down. Now if this is a wedge, maybe we go back down here. Okay, and we get bar 60. Little bear bar, little wick on the underneath. Okay. Bull bar again. So we're kind of going sideways a bit. Then look, the bears undo that. Bear bar, but big wick on the bottom. It's not looking, that's not good for the bears. But then look at that. Another nice move down. So nice move by the nice bear bar. So it comes down to here. Will it go a little bit further down? Well, chances are higher now. Okay, goes a little further down. Let me delete this line. So on the micro here, it retests the low of bar 48 exactly. And finds buyers. So we got 65 bull bar and 66 another bull bar. Looking better for the bulls, but this is now a trading range. And this double bottom setup here clearly failed. Yeah, that was, I mean, to be honest, just want to say that, like, I mean, possible double bottom here, but then disappointing follow through, and then kind of just go sideways. Yeah, that double top was not gonna happen. Sorry, double bottom. So I'm not completely surprised by this bear bar either. But then we're coming back up again. Two nice bull bars, even though this first one's got some wick. I could definitely see anyone trying to sell above bar 64 will be able to get out break even. So let's try that. Next bar. Oh yeah, look, they got out break even. Again, I think this is just a sideways range now. So going back, goes back, retest these lows. Let's move on to the next one. Another doji, inside doji. Then bull bar, but lots of wick on top. And then nicer bear bar goes back down to this area. Quite a bit of wick on the bottom there. Another bear bar. Okay. That's good for the bears, but bottom of a range. And sure enough, it starts turning around. It's a bull bar, but wick on the bottom and top. Again, it's a trading range. But that was the bottom of the range. And so this next bull bar, 73, not surprising. By the way, how many attempts have we had to come down further to reach here? Look at this green dotted line. We're on Thursday here, so this was Wednesday's open. You see here? And then a little bit of wick below that. So that's the red dash line there. It's yesterday's low. And that's what I thought the bears wanted to do. But anyways, I mean, how many attempts? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 attempts to get down there. Well, okay. I mean, it's not happening. I don't think it's happening at this point. The bears are weakening their case. I think the bulls will start to take over, but we are still in a trading range. So 73. Also, after bar 72, Brad Wolf especially tells us to most traders should stay out of trades, like not get into a trade. And can't remember what he said. If you're in a trade already, you should try to get out, like look to get out, or can't remember that. But I know that yeah, if you're not in a trade after bar 72, after 3:30 Eastern time, just stay out and just watch. If you're already in a trade, I think try to get out. Just if you're expecting a certain target to get hit, just just finish the move and just get out. Okay. But I digress. Yeah, still trading range, but so many attempts by the bears to get down further. But this level's holding, so this area is support and it's holding. So I think, yep. Not surprising, the next bull bar. Now we have a doji because we're still at the top of this range, or like the top portion of this range. Okay, another doji. Okay. During the live session, this was kind of chaotic. This bar here was going up then down, up then down. Same for the next bars. Nice full bar, then went down and up. But yeah, really dangerous end of day type of trading when institutional traders come in and try to influence the look of the daily bar. So let's go to, so you could see the bears, the bulls are trying to create more candle wick on the daily bar by pushing upward. Okay, so that's what 79 is doing there. Okay, 80 comes down a little bit, 81, and that's it. And as you can see on the daily chart, the bulls really made their point here by creating so much candle wick on the bottom of the bear bar. Stop orders. Yeah. Well. Stop orders. Yeah. Stop below bar 1. Sell below bar 1. Buy above bar 5. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not saying to do that. I'm just saying I thought there were traders selling below bar 1, buying above bar 5. Yeah, after this wedge, not very safe, but maybe sellers below bar 19, and then stop order sellers below this bear bar 26. Definitely below 31. In fact, was that a measured move? Let me just... Okay. Okay. So I think the measured move, yeah, that was a 2R based off of these two bear bars there. So that was one way to measure. But anyways, yep. Stop order. So this big bear bar 30, and then 31's follow through. So stop order sell below there. So selling below 31. Maybe more below 30. Maybe selling below 38 here. And after this support level here really showed that it was holding, maybe buyers above 60. Well, actually, yeah, maybe more aggressive buyers above bar 65. And then definitely above 72. But at that point, again, it's getting so late in the day. Why even bother? Limit order sells. Let me just move this a little bit. Just keep it out of the way. Limit order sells. Okay. Sellers above 5 for sure. Not that they were that successful. After this surprise bull bar here, then seeing bar 9, I would think buyers below bar 9. And then at this other half R, maybe sellers. Were there sellers there? I'm not gonna say. I really can't tell. Like sellers waiting there. I don't know, but something to think about. And then of course, buyers trying to hold above this range here. So they're definitely buyers. On bar 20, there were buyers at the bottom of that bar. Excuse me. And then buyers here on bar 24 at the 50% pullback of this move, this bull move. I thought after such a steep bear move like that, sellers above 24. But then also buyers below 26 if they were thinking of a second leg up. Definitely buyers, definitely sellers above 34. And then sellers at the 50%. Yeah, sellers going at bar 37, sellers at this what is now resistance. Resistance held. Sellers above 43. And after such a shocking move like that, I would think sellers above 49. I would also think sellers above 53, which they got to get out break even anyways. You know, limit orders here. Not like you'd get much out of them. Okay. Okay, so let me check how long have I been streaming. Let me just check here. Yeah, I'm just checking my YouTube. It doesn't say. But anyways, I'm gonna end it here. And this is for Thursday, March 7th, 2026 on the S&P Futures. Specifically, I'm on the micros, trying to graduate to the full size. So, any and all feedback is appreciated, but please let's stay on topic, stay within the Al Brooks framework. I realize I have a lot to learn, and that's what I like. In spite of all the knowledge and skill I've built up so far, there's always more to learn. There's always more to improve on, and I find that really exciting about working in this field. So, yeah, as long as we stay on topic and stay positive, I welcome the feedback. So I'm going to stop it here, and I'll see if I have time to do for Friday, May 8th. Today's Saturday, May 9th again, so this will be referring to literally yesterday's Friday's market. Okay, so I'm going to stop it here for now, and thank you all for your support and your help, and I will see you